Hello, Aries. Here for your weekly reading, you have first up the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the Four of Cups, and in the reversed challenging position, we have the Wheel of Fortune. And for the recommended, what is recommended for you to do is the Knight of Swords. Okay, so I feel like with the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like you've been really working on something very hard. You've been working on it diligently. It's been making slow progress, but you've been working on it methodically, and you're really planning it out, all the steps, and you're doing it, I want to say properly. Like, you're not rushing. You're kind of doing it. You're doing it the way it needs to be done, and it might be going slowly, but you're seeing some results happen. They're not as quick as maybe you would like, but you understand that whatever this is, it does take time. So, because he's all about working on things, moving forward with something, but moving forward very carefully, cautiously, and really being present mentally in that, how to make it go forward, you know? So that's what he does. So now the Queen of Wands, she's a networker. She's all social butterfly, but she networks in the sense, in this reading for me, she's very, I feel like you might be networking. You might be kind of getting yourself out there. You're very confident. She's very confident. She's very driven. She knows what she wants to do. And she's not like networking just willy-nilly. She has, I guess, a larger picture in mind. So when she networks or makes friends or something, she's not doing it so she could be sneaky or strategic, but she's kind of doing it in a way where it could help her in the future with whatever her goals or her plans are. So she's very smart about that. So I feel like you've been working on something, and I think now you're kind of like networking a little bit with the right people, or trying to get into the right groups. Because isn't that what they say? Like, if you want to get some certain position, or if you want to live some type of lifestyle, you have to kind of network and kind of get within that lifestyle to a certain degree, to kind of network and meet people and kind of have that become your reality in a sense. But I feel like with the Four of Cups, now this is about not being satisfied, kind of feeling things are not quite right, feeling like discontentment a little bit. You know, he's bored. He feels like he's missing opportunities. He might be missing opportunities because the universe, or this kid right here, keeps bringing him stuff, and nothing is quite what he wants. Like, I think he has certain expectations or wants it a certain kind of way, and nothing really is presented that kind of way. So he's just not really sure about what, you know, it's not perfect yet. But that doesn't mean that these opportunities aren't good. It's just they're not quite exactly the way you wanted them or you expected them to be. But sometimes things are opportunities in disguise in a sense. So now with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, this could indicate kind of hitting a period of bad luck, but it also could indicate that you're breaking cycles. So because the Knight of Swords is all about conflict, sudden change, this could represent somebody being a confident speaker. He's focused, he's ambition, he's very action orientated, and he's driven to success, and he's kind of quick moving. He's a problem solver, and I feel like, let's say if the Wheel of Fortune, if this does represent hitting a spot of bad luck, I feel like you're going to be overcoming that. I think you're going to actually be overcoming this kind of boredom or discontentment, and then because this boredom or feeling not really satisfied with everything could be making you feel like you're having bad luck, where it's just you're just not satisfied. It's not really bad luck, it's just you're not really happy with the options that you're being given or presented with at the moment. So it could just be making you feel like, oh, you're down on your luck because it's not coming out, whatever you're working on and you're networking with, or whatever this is. Because to me, this could feel like it's a project. It's something you're working on. It's something that you're doing. It could be your job. It could be a hobby, whatever it is. I think you're very passionate about it and you're doing it the right way, but things don't always kind of come out the way we expected. And I feel like this Four of Cups moment with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is kind of like giving you that, oh, it's not working out, where it might actually be working out. It just takes its time, and it's going to work out in the way it works out. But the Knight of Swords, for what is recommended for you, I think, is just to go through it. You know, if you face a problem, figure it out, because he's all about figuring out those problems. So whatever this is, whatever problem you're facing with this Four of Cups moment, where you're not really satisfied with any of the options that you're being presented with and feeling like you're having some bad luck because of that, I think you just need to think logically about it, continue forward, don't stop. And sometimes you have to reinvent the wheel or go in a little bit of a different direction. Like, you're doing the same thing, but you have to maybe you got to move a little sideways with it. You got to figure out a little bit of a different direction. But this is saying go forward, continue on, because I think these two cards are so positive for kind of projects or starting something. So don't let this stop you. This little moment you're going to have, don't let that stop you, because definitely the Knight of Swords, he's all in. Like, he's going at top speed towards his goal. So I think you need to continue on going forward. So let's continue. Positive work outcome. So because the Knight of Pentacles, he's all about like kind of working diligently, and the Queen of Wands is like, you know, she's like networking, you know, effectively. So I definitely feel that you're going to have good outcomes. You're going to have eventually kind of get to where you want to go. It might not look exactly the way you wanted it to look, but things never really do. But it does get frustrating. But you just need to continue on. So, okay, so then you have express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture and passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Now, these could indicate love, but I feel like express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. I think this, if I'm going to like kind of relate this to some type of business or work related or hobby related situation, I think it's saying that, you know, I really feel like whatever you're doing here, you really are, it's something that you want. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a side hustle type of situation, and it kind of ignites your passion in a sense. And that's why you might be getting a little frustrated that things aren't kind of unfolding the way you want them. But I think it does ignite your passion, and I think that's excellent. And I think this is saying to continue expressing your love for this project, because sometimes, you know, side hustles, they are a labor of love. They are not something you have to be doing. It's something that you want to do. You have an idea, you want to get it off the ground, and you're going to have bumps in the road. It's like you're birthing a baby and you're trying to help make it grow into something bigger. So I definitely think that, to me, these are saying that, like, you know, you are passionate about whatever this is, and you should still continue to express that love and that passion in there, because maybe that'll help you also get out of this Four of Cups feeling and this Wheel of Fortune moment where you're just feeling like things aren't quite right, you know? So I think if you just get back to your roots and remind yourself, you know what, I don't expect to be making so much money right this second, but I actually really enjoy doing this. Even if it never brings me anything, I actually enjoy doing it, and it ignites something in my soul. So sometimes if you just build it down or bring it back down to the foundation, the root of why you're doing something, it helps you kind of continue forward during those hard times, because you remind yourself, well, you know what, even if I never make a penny off of this, I feel like I'm contributing to society or contributing to whatever community this could be dealing with, or something. You feel like you're doing something valuable to somebody, you're helping somebody out, and sometimes you just have to bring it back down to that base. Okay, so let's continue. And this says save nothing for the swim back. So I feel like this is saying that, because the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse could also be breaking bad cycles, so, or breaking bad habits, breaking bad cycles. And maybe the Four of Cups could be a cycle for you, because I know sometimes I have things in my brain where I expect them to be a one kind of way, and when they're not, I get a little bit upset. I feel like, oh, you know, but that could be that you need to break this kind of having to have control of the outcome, in a sense. Like, things will come about the way they come about, and sometimes it's not quite the way we expected it, but you know, life is a surprise most of the time. So you might have to kind of break this, like, being dissatisfied with the options when there might be really good options. You just need to just allow them to unfold, in a sense, and see where it goes. You have to maybe break that, you know, having too much control or expecting it, having to have it come a certain way to you, whereas it might not be quite the way, but it might actually be a really good option too. And to me, this is save nothing for the swim back would be indicating that you need to let go of that, because this is if you have to swim back to shore or whatever, you can't be schlepping all the stuff that you brought on the boat. You know, if the boat's going down, you got to swim back to shore. You're not swimming your luggage back. You're going to have to let go of that luggage. Sink or swim at that point. So I feel like this is saying that you might have to let go of something. And if this is regarding the Wheel of Fortune, you might have to let go of whatever cycle or whatever bad habits you have to push this forward. So yeah, so save nothing for the swim back. Sometimes you just have to kind of go alone without all this extra stuff. So sometimes you have to bring it down to the foundation and kind of go forward with it. So then you have ancestors, the love and legacy of our DNA, which represents, like, I would say our spirit guides, or like your ancestors, like if you feel that, you know, this, to me, this is saying that you're not alone and there's people in your corner. And then you have the witch, the earthly weaver of the world. So she's all about creating her own reality. So this to me is saying you need to continue to create your own reality. I definitely feel like you've started creating your own reality, but you need to continue being in that energy where you're creating your own reality, because what you do, you're going to put out into the world, and then it's going to have like a ripple effect, and then you're going to be able to continue to kind of create what you want, because what you put out, you kind of will receive back in a sense. So if you're putting out hard work, eventually you're going to get the reward for that hard work. So, and then this is just saying that you are being supported, and maybe like something with this, whatever this is, this could have been something that one of your ancestors started or did at some time, and maybe this is kind of saying that you have a natural inkling for this type of this business or this project or whatever, this hobby. You have like a natural creative gift because it runs within your veins. It's in your DNA to be good at whatever this is. So, but this also reminds you, like, that you're not alone, that you come from a long line, and if you're feeling alone, just remind yourself that you're supported. Okay, then next up, you have Golden Healer Quartz, Open the Door, and then Turquoise, Prioritize Your Health. Okay, so I feel like with this Prioritize Your Health, the Four of Cups with the Wheel of Fortune, it could kind of make you feel down. So just don't stay in this energy. If things aren't, you hit a speed bump, you always hit a speed bump. Life is all full of speed bumps. Life is like it's like the roads around where I live. It's all full of potholes all the time. So, but you have to just, whatever this is, if it's mental health, physical health, just try to continue in good habits just to make yourself the best self you can be. And open the door. For me, this is saying that, you know, you should continue to kind of go forward with this. I feel like, and the open the door could actually mean one of these opportunities that you're being presented that don't look entirely the way that you like them, you would want them to look. One of them actually could be a door to something really, really good. So I would, at that point, kind of take a look at what's being presented to you and try to think beyond the initial cups. Try to see if you pursue this cup further, is there something tangible? Is there something worthwhile potentially in the future? Sometimes we don't know. Sometimes we don't see right away, but that could be, open the door could be something there might be a really good opportunity or something that could lead to further personal gain or financial gain or business gain, whatever this represents for you, that you're not seeing at the moment. Okay, Aries. Think of a question. We're going to ask that magic 8 ball in a second. But first, we shall answer the age-old question as, what spirit of the dish shall be with you in this week? Now, you got the beginning, which is the spirit of the egg. And I feel like the egg is kind of like the beginning stages of the chicken in a sense. And I feel like, I don't think you're at the very beginning of whatever this is. I don't think you're at the beginning of it. But I think you're still nurturing whatever project or venture you're doing here, because to me this is a little bit more of like it's not so much of like a love reading, but it's a little bit more like maybe work orientated, hobby orientated, something that you're doing, that you're trying to take one thing and transform it into something else. So I feel like, I don't think you're at the beginning of this, but I do think you're during the process of this, where now, I don't want to say reality's setting in and things are not going 100% correctly, but I think you might be kind of maybe at the beginning of seeing some of the challenges that you're going to face. And I think this is all about figuring that out, because with the Knight of Swords, he's about figuring out those challenges. He's very logical. He rushes forward, but he has a clear vision. So, and he's a problem solver. So I think you're going to be just fine. Okay, so let's see also, what dinner and a movie does the universe recommend for my Aries with dinner and a movie? It says thriller and barbecue. So thriller and barbecue. And then we have C N E A U O H S U and the number 2. And then we got, let's see what 3. Inspire. Oh, 4 of them came out. Happiness. They kind of just stuck to my hand. Wisdom. And, ooh, and courage. Okay, I definitely think. So I feel like, look at this. Let's see, take a look at this way. I feel like courage, I'm going to put the courage on the Wheel of Fortune, because anytime you have to overcome, I'm going to put it kind of in between these two, because anytime you have to kind of overcome this this moment of, oh, things are not quite right, they're not the way I exactly wanted them to be, I've been working so hard, because I feel like you've been working so hard on something, and you've been doing, and I feel like it does make you confident. I feel like you have that confidence, but for whatever reason, something's not quite exactly the way you want it, and I think it's given you this moment of like, oh, is this worth doing? And to me, when you have those moments, it could kind of shift your luck a little bit, and maybe something larger happened where it's screwing you a little bit. It's kind of, you're having an unlucky moment. But I feel like you need to continue with the courage to move past that. And I think you're going to have that courage because you have the Knight of Swords. So he's going forward regardless. Like, he's going. So I think you're going to have the courage to move past that moment. And I think I'm going to put the Inspire on the Knight of Swords, because he's definitely a fast mover in the tarot deck. Like, he is going forward. Nothing is stopping him. He's moving forward. So he's very inspired by what he's doing. He's very passionate about it. Like, he wants forward. So the Inspire is going on the Knight of Swords. Now, the happiness, I think the happiness is going to go on the Queen of Wands, because to me, she's like a happy queen. I mean, they're all happy, but she's like super happy. She's just a little social butterfly. Every time I envision her, it's just, she's the one that always knows what's happening with everybody, but not like in a nasty kind of way, not in like a nasty gossipy way, but just kind of like she likes to know everything. So, but she's very networky. She's very good at, in my mind, pitting people together. Let's say for business dealings, she's good at seeing people's strengths and weaknesses and helping people kind of come together. This is in my mind. This is my Queen of Wands in my mind when I think of her. She's great at kind of collaborating or having people collaborate that would really collaborate well together. Like, has that foresight and that vision. So she's very networky, and she's very confident, and she's good at what she does. So she's going to go on the happiness, because I always think of her as a happy lady, kind of little, maybe in everybody's business a little bit, but not in a nasty kind of way, but she just likes to know everything. Now the wisdom, I'm putting the wisdom on the Knight of Pentacles, because I feel like this guy, he's very smart. He's very diligent. He understands that he's moving forward and it has to kind of be done in a certain kind of way, but he has the wisdom to do it patiently, in a sense. So I feel like that's the wisdom, and stay diligent and task orientated and one step at a time, even though I know I'm impatient. I'm an Aries and I'm very impatient. I want things now. Like, I start something yesterday, I want results today. But that's, for some of us, that's what we need to kind of what we need to work on. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I just know me, that's something I got to work on. But I'm trying. I am working on it. And sometimes when you're aware of some things that you need to work on, it helps. So, and this Wheel of Fortune in reverse, if this does represent a bad cycle that you need to break, for some of you, it could represent that you need to break the wanting it results, big results immediately. It could be like, okay, you need to Stop feeling like things aren't working out because they're not working out as fast as you want them to. You need to take that step back and be like, it is working out. Things are happening. It's not as quick or like as glamorous or beautiful as I want it to be, but it is happening. So sometimes when you have that, even though if you get small results, it's like you expected bigger results. You have to, maybe for some of you, I know this is for me at least, I have to break those expectations of what do I expect. I expected me to start on this last week, and now where I'm, crazy with everything this week, like everything's huge. So it doesn't work like that. So some of us, we might have to kind of let go of that control and expectations of how things should be and just let it kind of unfold naturally and organically. That's what I'm getting for this. Okay, guys, think of your question for the Magic 8 Ball. Here we go. Oh, mystical, magical 8 Ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world. What is the answer to Aries' question? Outlook, not so good. There you guys go. The 8 Ball has spoken. Okay, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.